This video is for the young adults who feels like there should be a head by now. Maybe you're not completely lost. You probably have a general idea of the life you want. You want to become successful, build something meaningful, make your family proud, become financially independent, or simply wake up feeling excited about the direction of your life. I know you have ambition. I know you have ideas. I know you're capable of more. You're just not there yet. And after spending months or even years trying to move forward, you start asking yourself a difficult question. Is this actually going to happen for me? And that's the big question, right? I'm making this video because I done it. I've been there. I know what it feels like to believe in your potential while looking at your current result and feeling like the two don't match. Some mornings you wake up convinced that everything is about to change. You feel motivated, creative, confident. You can almost see the future you've been working toward. Then there are the other mornings when the exact same dream feels impossible. Nothing significant has changed, but suddenly you start questioning everything. You wonder whether you wasted your time, chosen the wrong path, or overestimated what you were capable of. And those emotional swings can be exhausting. But I'm beginning to understand that feeling uncertain doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong with you. Sometimes it simply means you are aware the distance between where you are and where you want to be. And because you care so much about closing the distance, every slow week starts to feel like failure. But spoiler alert, there's no such thing as failure. It's called transition. It's called learning. The problem with a transition is that you rarely know how long it will last while you're inside it. Looking back, everything usually makes more sense. You can see how one rejection pushed you toward a better opportunity, how one mistake taught you something important, how a period that felt unproductive was actually preparing you for the next stage of your life. But while you're living through it, all you can see is uncertainty. And the hardest part is that this phase can also feel incredibly lonely. Think about it. This is you in your old life, in your comfort zone. You're there with your friends. Everyone is just hanging around, right? And you have a different version of you that you want to pursue. Over here, it's not here anymore, and you're trying to come to this circle, and you know what kind of performers, what kind of people lives in this bubble. And when you try to walk there, suddenly you don't have any friends. You don't have any identity that you can attach yourself to. In here, you have your old friends. In here, you have these high performers that doesn't even know you yet, and you end up in this strange place. You no longer feel completely at home in your old environment, but you haven't earned a place in the new one. You are between two versions of yourself. The old version is familiar, but you know you cannot go back. The new version feels exciting, but you haven't fully become that person yet. And because there's nobody around to validate what is happening, you start believing that you aren't making any progress. But progress is not always visible. Sometimes progress looks like losing interest in things that used to distract you. Sometimes it looks like saying no to invitation you would have accepted before. Sometimes it looks like sitting alone working on something nobody understands and nobody has promised will succeed. From the outside, it can look like nothing is happening, but internally, your identity is being rebuilt. This doesn't mean you need to cut everybody off or treat your old friends like they are holding you back. Some friendship will grow with you. Some people may not understand your ambition, but will still love and support you. But you also have to accept that not everyone will accompany you through every chapter of your life. And what I'm calling this transition phase is the lonely phase. Being alone in that phase doesn't necessarily mean you chose the wrong direction. Sometimes it simply means you left one place before the next place learned your name. I think the hardest part in this phase is keep moving before I have proof that I'm moving in the right direction. And this is where most ambitious people get stuck. We believe the solution is to create a perfect plan before we take action. We watch videos, read books, ask for advice, build complicated systems, and spend months trying to discover the most efficient path. It feels productive because we're thinking about progress, but thinking about progress and making progress are not the same thing. Let me tell you a story about it. Imagine waking up alone in the middle of forest. You don't know how you got there. You don't have a map. There's no signal on your phone. You have no idea which direction leads home. What do? You start walking. Not because you are certain that you have chosen the correct direction, but because staying in the same place guarantees that nothing changes. You could spend the entire day studying the trees, analyzing the sunlight, and debating every possible path. But eventually, you still have to choose a direction. Maybe you walk for several hours and reach a river that you cannot cross. At first, that may feel like wasted effort, but it isn't. You now know that this path doesn't work. You can turn around, adjust your direction, and continue with more information than you had before. And life works in a similar way. You don't always discover what you're meant to do by sitting alone and thinking deeply enough. Sometimes you have to take a job and realize that you hate the industry. You have to start a business and discover that the idea was weak. You have to upload the videos that nobody watches before understanding what people actually care about. What I'm trying to say is you need to experience the wrong direction first in order for you to know which one is right. For a long time, I believed that clarity should come before action. I thought I needed to know exactly what I wanted, exactly how to achieve it, and exactly how every decision would connect to my future. But the older I get, the more I realize that clarity usually comes after action. You take one step, and that step reveals information that was invisible from where you were standing. You use that information to choose the next step. Then you continue adjusting until the path gradually becomes clearer. That doesn't mean you should act recklessly or jump into every opportunity without thinking. Reflection matters, planning matters, but there will be a point if you keep reflecting, those kind of activities will become your hiding place. The real danger is not walking in the wrong direction for a while. The real danger is becoming so afraid of choosing incorrectly that you never move at all. I also think we need to become more patient with the version of ourselves that is still figuring things out. Social media has made ordinary progress feels painfully slow. Every day we see someone younger achieving something bigger. You see their highlight and compare it to your unfinished process. But you don't know their entire story, and their timeline has nothing to do with yours. Someone else arriving earlier doesn't mean you are late. You may simply be in a chapter where the work is happening quietly. You have to keep showing up without knowing when everything will begin to connect. You also have to give your future circle enough time to find you. The people you hope to work with, learn from, or become friends with need to see your consistency. They need to know that this is not another temporary burst of motivation. They need to see your continuous improvement. Eventually, your body of work will begin speak for you. So when you're in that phase, when you feel lost, you gotta stop demanding that you gotta understand everything about the universe. Just focus and commit on one direction. Give it a real chance. Pay attention to what happens. Keep what works, change what doesn't, and allow action to teach you that thinking cannot. What I'm trying to say is maybe you're not behind. Nope, you're not behind. And you're not late. Maybe you are simply in the distance between life that you have outgrown and the life you haven't earned yet. And that distance is not empty. It is where you become the person who will be ready when the destination finally arrives. Stay classy.